Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Today, I'm extremely excited. This is show 36. I've talked to a lot of real estate agents. I've talked to a lot of lenders. A lot of people make money, but this is a guy I'm letting everybody know from the very beginning. I called about one of his listings, and he called me right away and broke it down. He talked to me man to man. He talked to me as a brother to brother. So I owe a lot of tribute to this brother right here. That's why it's been taking a while to get him on. I called him up. Look, I'm gonna put the humble beginnings away. I called him one time. He was in London, so I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I got to get back with you. But his schedule's busy. He's a dream chaser, a real dream chaser, Mr. Decatur. How you doing today?
Hey, brother, I really appreciate your time. I think I mentioned to you well before we were in conversations how much I appreciate you and providing a platform for individuals like myself to highlight our stories. I think that more so than anything that I want to do in this industry is I want to provide a safe space, but I want to be able to inspire.
Yeah.
And that's the foundation of where I am and who I am in this industry. If I have a value proposition, it's to inspire.
Yes, sir. I like to start Mrs. Decatur. I like to start the show off. Talking to you a little bit. I follow you on Instagram. I enjoy every video. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I don't even. I'm just scrolling through, and I'll like it, and I'll come back to it and listen to it later. But I feel like that's my obligation to you from the conversations we've had. Can you go ahead and talk a little bit about how you got in real estate or whatever? Because I kind of know a little bit about your past, but I'm gonna leave it up to you what you tell them or not, as far as how you got into real estate, what you're doing now. Because when people hear me say Dream Chaser, no, that's his real movement. It's the Dream Chaser movement. So the floor is yours, Mr. Decatur.
And again, I appreciate you. I come from real humble beginnings. I don't have a very traditional real estate path. Uh, Mine is extremely unique in how I've gotten here in a short period of time. And I like to attribute that to my surroundings and my support, right? But me personally, I come from a military law enforcement background.
Mhm.
Anything that I've achieved, I've done it in a matter of about 4 years. When I first came into this industry, I was still working as in the government. Uh, I've had I was in Iraq at some point in my life. Even before that, and after that, I still was serving in the government in a law enforcement capacity for a three-letter agency. We won't get into specifics
Yeah,
about
I
that.
got you.
But if I'm being perfectly honest with you, industry, they forget about who they are.
Mhm.
They leave a lot of money and potential relationships, collaboration. They leave it on the table, right? So what I thought, I'm like, well, these 20 years of relationships, why not capitalize on those relationships? I mean, I know them very well. There's already trust established. So that's how I came into the industry. When I first, my first deal was with the individual I've been knowing for over 15 years, right? And then that kind of spiraled. So not knowing anything about anything, right? I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't have a coach. Nobody was guiding me. I didn't know anything about contracts. I lost a little money in the beginning.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was certainly helping different individuals that had no one advocating for their home ownership journey, right? So
Got you.
I lost a little money. I was still making money, so it was
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't really in tune with what I was losing, more so who I was helping, right? Because I knew somewhere down the line I was going to figure everything out. So that was my first year of real estate. I think I sold about 10 homes,
Okay.
my first year. It was cool. I was making money and additional money. So I was like, man, this is great. But I really didn't think about the business side of it until the second year. Now, keep in mind, I was still working in the government capacity, and I was still working, as a realtor,
Mhm.
right? So the second year of that, I'm like, man, I've been doing a great job. My partner's doing a great job. He's elevated in terms of business. I said, well, how do I take this to the next level? What are my next steps? And I got introduced to this other platform. I won't say no names of the brokerage, you know, that I'm with, but I got introduced to this other platform, and I'm like, well, you know what? It seems like a level up. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to doing what I was doing. No big deal. No harm, no foul. And when I found out that, you know, when I was introduced to it, and I started to really pay attention to my business, immediately I started to grow, and I was growing in a way that monetarily that I knew that I would build a you know, generational wealth and legacy for my family. And I really started to harp on that. So that kind of bit that was my mission, to see how far I could take this. And before I knew it, I had done more in 2 years than most individuals had done in 20 years of their real estate professional career. So right now in my business, you know, it's full steam ahead. I mean, you know, there's ownership behind what I do. I actually own, you know, invested in an escrow company. I'm investing now in you know, a title, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
Ancillary businesses that really empower real estate. And I think that as professionals, we don't look at these other services that are really the foundation of real estate, that are really the money vehicles behind real estate. Instead of, we're thinking, okay, we want to sell, buy. I mean, I love helping people, but at some point you're going to have to pivot, because I don't want to be an individual that's meeting everybody at Starbucks trying to, you know, solicit and show my value to sell their home, right? Well, there's thousands of other agents out there that can do what I do. I want to set myself apart. So my mindset is to actually build a true legacy and leave something behind to my kids, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So that's been a little bit of part of my journey. Yes, like I said, I don't come from a traditional background. I come from enforcement. I'm still doing, you know, I'm still 100% in the government. But like I said, I'm also dedicated 100% to my, you know, to my real estate profession as well. And most people don't even know that I do something else completely outside of the realm of real estate. And I think it's shocking to a lot of people that's like, wait, you have a whole nother job? You know, I thought you just did real estate. Well, I do. And I take pride and I take ownership of everything that I do. I'm a firm believer, if you're going to do something, you need to do it to 110% of your capability. And that's where we're at. So I'm in my office right now, Upland.
Okay.
I'm in an office in Upland. I'm a partner owner in Redlands. I have a couple of offices, and I have an office in a partner office in Oklahoma, a partner's office in Houston. So
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
4 years. Don't tell me what. Don't tell me what you can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me that you're handcuffed to anything. It's all about your mindset and really truly, you know, who you're invested in terms of your business. You can make shit happen.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the kind of guy you bring in the room, and I can read the room for you as an assistant. I did not know you was for, you know, you had some other stuff going on. I kind of had an idea. Right. You know, I got uncles in ATF in LA and all that other stuff, but I really didn't know. So I've seen your work, and I honestly thought you did. I ain't gonna say I thought you did. You still do real estate full time, you know, and that's and people don't understand. If you do, I kind of have the same idea. If I do 3 things, nobody needs to know all 3 things, because I'm giving it 110% for all 3 things. So you're definitely a man of business, a man of character, like you said, a man of integrity. That's why I didn't know you was in Upland. I'm gonna have to pop up on you now.
Yeah, man, anytime.
So definitely. But man, the intro was probably one of the coldest intros anybody's ever done. You know, that was a 15-minute intro, but I don't even mind, because it was so much juice and you know, and depth in it, that I think a lot of realtors, which they, you know, I don't have a problem listening. That's why I ask, what's your story? because I love that. I love the journeys I think a lot of realtors need to hear that, because
Right.
you said title, escrow, all this stuff. They're just focused on, oh, I gotta sell, I
Yeah.
gotta sell, I gotta sell. No, no, no. And there was something that was key in there that you said. You said, I'm using my resources from all the people I have known.
Yeah.
People ask me, how you been getting around? Look, I was volunteering here and there and doing all that stuff. I contacted all these people, found out they was renting. Now I got them buying homes. I'm not cold calling. I'm not knocking on doors, and that's not a knock to other people.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
it's definitely not a knock, but I believe in the same thing you believe in, because a wise man told me, do doctors cold call?
Bingo.
Lawyers cold call?
Bingo.
You
Yeah.
you give the perception. You
Yeah.
give I'm not, and once again, this is not a disrespect to anybody, because everybody needs to learn however they learn, however they figure it out. I'm not knocking on the door to put myself in a position, somebody slamming the door in my face because I feel like I've done too much in life.
Right.
That's
Right.
just where I'm at in life. That's
Well,
why this conversation was important for me to have with you today. How you doing, man?
I'm well, but I also want to express, um, I've helped a lot of people, man, in terms of
Yeah.
people that I've mentored change their mindset and how to approach business.
Hmm.
And I've had a lot of success do that. I have, 400 and 460 partners,
Yeah.
real estate wise, that look to me, saying for some semblance of guidance, right?
Yeah.
And I always lead with, hey, what I'm going to tell you, you're not going to hear from anybody else.
Hmm.
You go down the street, saying somebody's going to tell you something completely different, and probably something that you've heard before. Like you said, cold calling, door knocking, all this other stuff, saying that they say that you have to do in order to establish a business, right? Especially in real estate. And I'm going to defeat that every chance that I get.
Yeah.
That's one way. That is definitely not the only way. And I'm going to let's put things, where in perspective. I don't look like everybody else.
Yeah.
That might be for somebody else to go, knock on somebody's door and get a response that's conducive to their business. That's not for me.
We can't knock on doors like that.
No, absolutely not. So let's just keep it real about who we are in this business. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not from California.
Okay.
So my business, I started from the ground up. So I don't have a number of resources. It's not like many people,
Yeah.
they've gone to school here, they've had jobs here. So they have a book of business already established. I started my business from the ground up. I'm like, okay, how can I do this a little smarter? And how can I get ahead of the game, just from what I've done, in other places of employment. And I think that when people come in here, especially if you're a novice agent, and I hear people all the time, well, I'm brand new, and there's certain things that I can't do. That's all a lie. You didn't already set yourself back, saying 10, 20 years. I don't have that type of time. Saying? I have to hit the ground running, and I have to, really maximize everything that's around me, because I don't choose to be in this game, saying, for 50 years. For what? For what? Real estate is just a vehicle of where I want to go. It's not the end of my destination.
Yes, sir.
Right? But I have a fast vehicle. I have a Lamborghini. I have the Porsches. I have the Bentley.
Hey, I'm a fan of the Look, I'm gonna interrupt right now to tell people I worked in radio 14 years. The videos you put out, that's the kind of entertainment videos that people do. People strive to do videos like that. And it's funny to me how you've grasped the concept from real estate, and just now that I've had this conversation with you, now I understand how you get it. But like everybody else trying to figure out how to do videos, I'm like, this dude got it. This dude figured it out, and he didn't even work in the radio or music videos or rapper videos or whatnot. But go ahead, my brother. I'm gonna let you continue.
Oh no, man, and I really appreciate that, brother. I'm really excited about where business is going for people that look like you and I.
Yeah.
And I say that because I'll say this, man. Like, I was in the government, so all different shapes, models, cultures. I've advanced with them. But the deal is this, man, is that when I look in the mirror, I see exactly who I am. And I see exactly what I look like. So there's no division there or no guesswork you know what I'm saying, on what I need to do. I can't do everything that everybody else can do. However, my level, my level of where I want to be, I can get there in the same way everybody else can get there.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to limit myself about what I can't do, opposed to I'm going to figure out what I can do, and I'm going to ride that vehicle until I get there. So, and I tell people, I say, hey, look at the numbers, man. My numbers don't lie. You know, I don't have everything figured out, but I mean, if you look at the numbers, they just don't lie. I don't care. You know, Zillow, Realtor.com, you know, you go any platform that's going to give you numbers of what I've done over a course of a short period of time. And I think with anybody, they're respectable numbers. You got to respect them. When I first came into this industry, I was trying to link arms with people that looked like you and I. Well, they didn't know who I was. They didn't know who I was at the time, and they thought I was coming from a place of, you know, hey, with my hands out, which essentially I was, but I wanted to learn, right? And so when I dial that down, I'm like, okay, it's apparent to me that no one's going to help in a way that's going to make me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So I've always been in a space to where I've always been uncomfortable. So that was
Nothing new.
Yeah, that wasn't nothing new for me. So being uncomfortable, you know, even coming from, you know, going to Iraq, or, you know, being in the military for as long as I was, you know, that wasn't a new position for me, the uncomfortability. I was a little shocked, right? Because I thought that, you know, we collaboration was automatic. And I really got my pee slapped, you know, when I figured out that that's just not the reality of it, that I was living in a fantasy land. But what I could do is I could change the narrative, right?
Yes,
so how I wanted to be treated is exactly what I'm extending out to my brothers and sisters right now. You know, look, we can really link arms, and we can do this together, and we can do it faster, you know, saying if we have one direction, right? And we're like-minded in thought. There's no real separation of degrees of where we want to go and where we want to be. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to leave a legacy. Everybody wants to create that generational wealth. These are not talking points that no one can agree with, right? So how do we make that real? And that's what I've been trying to figure out. Well, that's what I have been figuring out with my partners, such as Will Higgins, Joseph Trujillo, Leo Rowe, all these different individuals, and pretty much they're minority based, you know. So, but you know, we're really trying to lead the way on real community activism and bringing a culture together. You know, whether it be home ownership, whether it be just a business, whether it be, you know, formatting a new lane for new entrepreneurs. Like that's what we're involved in. Like I said, real estate is just a vehicle to get there.
Hey, if you just tuned in, man, we are here how to be a better person, how to get money, how to learn real estate, how to you know, put things into perspective with my man, Mr. Decatur, right here from Dream Chasers. Where can people reach you at, or let's say somebody wants to just talk to you, or maybe we have some realtors out there trying to find a home or whatnot. Where can they find you at? I know it's Dream Chasers, but go ahead and give all your information, boss.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I hope when I give my information that those individuals that are not doing well in the business, are trying to figure out what next steps are, I hope that they give me a call or DM me, or however it is that they want to contact me. But you can reach me on IG at icon Decatur G, right? Or you can reach me on Facebook, you know, at Decatur Thornton, or LinkedIn, any other social media platform. I guarantee you, if you look at Decatur, you're not gonna find too many Decaturs.
Yeah.
Decatur, last name Thornton, Thornton. You're not gonna find another Decatur Thornton out there. So don't act like you, well, I misspelled your name. Well,
Yeah.
that's silly. Come on, guys.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna post all your information in the description. I know we only got to just talk me and you today. That's something I extremely enjoyed. I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy this as well. I want to give back. I want to round up with you in probably another month and a half, and
Yeah.
and see where the market's at. Talk a little bit of business, but I want people to get what they got from exactly what we did with this show. See this man, see his rise, see his journey, see everything that you went through and what you're still doing. You're talking about a man that's been in the military, that has a good income. You're talking about a man that has an education with his master's, and he's still doing real estate. It's a reason why, because he has a plan. He has a legacy he's trying to leave. And that's what we're trying to spread throughout our communities, as far as people, generational wealth, financial literacy, financial freedom. We could say so many words, but our communities make too many bad decisions. Too
100%.
many bad decisions. And that's why we're here, man. I appreciated every moment of this conversation.
Yeah, man. And that's another thing that we could talk about. But man, Mr. Smith, man, I really appreciate you. Like I
Yeah.
said, for providing the platform. More people need to tune in to what you're doing and how you're doing it. You don't come from a place of of judgment.
Yeah.
You're unbiased in your approach. And really, I really, because I follow you, brother, and
Yeah.
I've been watching you. And I see the platform you're providing for many
Yeah.
entrepreneurs on different subjects.
Yes, sir. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It don't,
I appreciate you for that, man.
yeah.
So
Hey,
anytime you have me on, you want to chop it up, baby?
hey, that's what we're gonna do, because I know, by me extending my hand, I've extended my hand throughout the years. We talked about background, but I know if I extend my hand to you and I need a turkey sandwich, I'm gonna pull up at the office and you got me. I'm
I'm
being,
a type of guy, like I love experiences. So if I
yeah.
can provide you with an experience, I'll take you down the street, man. We go get a
Hey,
whack steak,
hey,
8-5,
I knew you was gonna go there. I appreciate it.
bro.
I know I was big, I was showing that I know exactly where you come from, and I appreciate you, man. But I can't wait for us to tune in and have more conversations. And I kind of got an idea I'm gonna run by you, because I got a couple celebrities that want to talk about this kind of stuff, and we might have to, tag team them up and hang out with them.
Let's go,
So
man. I'm an open book, baby. I
okay,
mean, there's nothing in my story that I don't want to tell. As a matter of fact, I want to tell it all because I want people to understand that you can too.
yes, sir. I appreciate you. Hey, Mr. Decatur Thornton. How do you say the last name? Thornton, right?
Thornton, yeah, with an
Thornton.
N.
Yeah, so I don't want to make sure I don't say Thornton. But yeah, check him out. I'm gonna have all his information listed. Hey, another real estate experience with me, Travon Smith, Mr. Decatur, man. I appreciate you. Thanks again. Have a great day and have a great weekend, boss.
Blessings to you, man. Blessings to you.
Thank you,
Take care,
boss.
brother.